Pisces, this video is for those of you that are a sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign, or you could be watching because your twin is a Pisces. This is a twin flame weekly check-in. So it is general. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. But if it does resonate, or if it doesn't resonate, check your moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign. And if it does resonate, there's an extended version available where we talk more about what's going to go on with you and your twin this week. All right, the overall energies, we have financial constraints. And often when I get this card, it's because we don't realize how much our finances and abundance are tapped into our own personal value. But we will get some more clarification on that as we go through what is going on in the connection between you and your twin this week. So what is this past situation that either, so yeah, we got a flipper. We got a past situation here where, yeah, we had the Hanged Man. So you could have felt like you were hung up, needing to make a decision, shift your perspective about the connection, the situation, but it has had an effect on the connection, okay? Sometimes we're held up until we can figure out exactly where to find our own peace within. What is the current energy between the two of you? Well, that was fast. Okay, we got the Tower. All right, Pisces, there might be some Tower moments coming your way, but I will pull clarifications, clarifying cards for each one of these subsets. Okay, what is on your twin's mind? The Five of Swords. So we have some self-dissection here, sort of cutting themselves down, maybe struggling with some mental conflict is the energy that I'm kind of getting from this. How do they view you, Pisces? Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles, okay? So I feel like, and again, the energy could be interchangeable, but I feel like you could be rejecting the magic of this connection right now, or they could be rejecting the way the connection makes them feel, okay? But we will get more clarification on that. And last, how are they feeling in their emotions right now? How is your twin feeling in their emotions? Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, okay? They're coming to an understanding is what I'm hearing. They're trying to understand what makes them feel alive. And it could be also passionate communication. Maybe they want to communicate things with you. But I feel like as long as you feel the vault is empty, I don't know. I feel like it's almost like you might see yourself as not having anything to give, right? Like, my vault is empty. But I feel like you're being held in that position, Pisces, so that you can realize that your vault is full of much more priceless, more valuable things than what we've been taught is valuable. Okay, so let's get some clarification on this Hanged Man. Can we get clarification on this Hanged Man card? Yeah, because there's a transformation of thought here. There's a death to the old ways, birth to the new ones, is what I'm hearing. So again, I feel like that this just really supports what I just said about that. I feel like the old ways of doing things, or what we deemed valuable before, are not necessarily as valuable. I feel like the concepts we used to have about other people, completing us or making us whole or what have you, I feel like a shift in perspective is needed about what you bring to the table, Pisces, or your twin, okay? One of you might be very financially stable, one of you might not. but the one that's not might be emotionally stable, and the one that's financially stable might not be emotionally stable, but you come together as equals to balance each other out. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think we've been made to feel like it's wrong. And I feel like maybe just that shift in perspective is transforming it's transforming kind of the view. What I'm hearing is the view of the future. Sorry, I don't know why, but they're struggling to come through right now, and I'm probably pushing this reading because I need to get this reading out because it's the last one left of the weekly readings, but I can't leave my Pisces hanging. That's not fair. So it's kind of like discombobulated information, but I'm hoping it's still making sense and helping you. All right, the current energy between the two of you is the Tower. So so when I see the Nine of Wands, there's often the walls are up, and of course the King of Cups comes with that. And there's an emotional maturity to the King of Cups, but he also keeps his emotions on lockdown. Okay, this is Capricorn Aquarius energy is the King of Cups, but the Nine of Wands is also about putting barriers up, right? And I feel like those barriers are causing a lot of unnecessary drama between the two of you and in your life in general. So what I see this Tower doing is it's breaking down those walls and those barriers around emotions. And that because we have the Six of Swords here, which is sailing into smoother waters, like sailing away from the drama. I feel like, interestingly enough, you're both realizing that when you keep your emotions locked in, that's when fear and ego and stuff fester, right? They don't release, they don't flow like they're supposed to, and they cause unnecessary drama. So the universe causes, the kind of drama that creates change for you, so you don't have to stay in the drama. All right, so let's see what's on their mind. We have Five of Swords, but let's get clarification on that. They could be experiencing a lot of drama. You could be experiencing a lot of drama right now too with the Tower there. Oops. Because I feel like, yeah. I feel like what's happening, especially with us being in Mercury retrograde, we have a lot of our old stuff coming back to haunt us, our old thoughts, our old ways. Sometimes other people from our past coming up to remind us of the things that still need healing. So I feel like whatever's happening with your twin, they're doing a lot of self-dissecting, but I feel like it's showing them where they've always felt like they're in lack, like they're less than, they're not as good, or they're not worthy. And I only feel that way because we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have some amazing cards after that. So I just feel like they're going through this process right now to understand how it doesn't serve them, and how it's something else that someone put in their head about them, and they're able to face that. And when they do, we've got like the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups, like new beginnings in love, self-love, the inexhaustible source of love within, leading to happiness, recreating your legacy around your joy and happiness. So I feel like they're kind of going through muck right now, but they're really just, it's almost like clearing out the last little bit of muck about who they perceive themselves to be versus who they actually are. I think that's a really beautiful place for them to be in. So the Five of Pentacles is how they view you. So let's get some clarification on that, please. So there's definitely some fear, and yeah, there's fear over the kind of emotional communication they want to have with you. There's fear over saying the wrong thing. There's fear over deciding how to go about it, because we have the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Moon. And the Two of Pentacles is about needing to make a decision because change is happening whether you like it or not. And I feel like there's a bit of an energy of them being apologizing that they can't give you what you need right now or want. So they'd rather just shy away from everything altogether than be able to be open about their emotions for fear of how they'll be responded to. Okay. But they have to go through that. They have to go through this phase to recognize the strength of the connection and to know that they're allowed to stand in their truth, no matter how it's perceived. Okay, so it's a difficult position to be in, but they're being faced with that because this all has to do around their value. So how they're feeling the Knight of Wands. Let's get some clarification there. So they're very driven by their feelings, which is good. Okay. So what I see here is, because I was thinking, they're driven by their feelings. They have the Magician here. They're trying to be very practical about making these feelings a reality and pushing them into the real world. And how do they make these feelings practical, and how do they go about that? But I feel like there's a bit of a defensive, there was a fighting energy here because they're fighting with their ego. They're fighting with their concept of reality, right? And I feel like we're all kind of going through that. But just know, I think this is more for you to know, Pisces, that their feelings are real and they're very strong. Unfortunately, so is their ego. And that has a lot to do with breaking down their childhood, breaking down the things they learned as children, determining, knowing that they're worthy of love no matter what people think of them, knowing that learning really that you can respect and honor the things that you were taught without bringing them with you if they no longer serve you. So I do feel like there's a huge lack of worthiness, of abundance here. But again, I feel like that is just all perception, and the universe is stepping in right now to shift that for them, to help them see the truth. And they're doing a lot of work here. You may not see it, but they are facing themselves on the regular. And all I'm hearing is, if you can just keep loving yourself and doing what you need to do for you, but also send your love to them. Like, send your love to, just send them a big ball of love when you feel them, okay? Because that's really the only thing you have control over. And honestly, I know this is going to sound harsh, but it's the only thing you have a right to. Because everything else that needs to happen, they need to be able to do it of their own volition to gain confidence and see how amazing they are. Okay, so we're going to get into the extended version, where we talk about how they want to move forward with you, hidden factors behind the scenes, near future outcome, advice from the tarot, and a message from your twin's higher self. If you'd like to purchase the extended version, you can click the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to be notified when new videos are posted, please click the subscribe button and the bell beside it. The bell is actually what activates the notifications. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing week, Pisces.